back to our channel, the Owambo Family Channel. Today we want to paint our wall. As you can see, our wall has lots of marks. It doesn't make it look very nice. So today we're going to do a repainting of the walls. Painting a wall is something very easy, and I did it. Initially I did it myself. I didn't need to hire somebody to do it for me. Actually, it's very interesting doing it. So I used water paint, and that is what we're going to use today. This is water paint. It's called feministic. It's easy to mix and it's very safe. You can paint it in the house and you are still staying in the house. You don't need to get out. Just let a little ventilation, open the windows, and once it's dry, then you're good to go. So viewers, these are the items that we're going to use. We have here a masking tape. I will show you the use of the masking tape. And then we have the small paint brush. This one, we're going to use it for skirting the corners. And then we have the refill. This one we call it roller refill. It can be removed. So if you are painting, if you have two colors or different colors that you want to paint, so you're going to have this separate two of them, or according to the colors that you're going to use. And this is the one which we're using to roll it. So they're easily found in your local hardware shop. You can easily find them. And then you have the small. Of course, you have the small one. The small refill is the one we're using for hidden parts of the very small parts that the big refill cannot reach. So we have this one for the as well for the corners. And of course we have our water here, which you're going to use to mix the paint. And then make sure you put on hand gloves to protect your hands. Although it's not harmful, but for your safety, just put on hand gloves. So because we're going to mix it using our hands, so the hand glove is very nice, is very good for that purpose. So here is our paint. Here is our paint. Because we are only going to do one coat, because this is only repainting, so we don't need much paint. This is how we mix it. It's very interesting to do the painting by yourself. So don't stay in a house with marked walls when you can easily do it. Now when you're using the refill, make sure that the refill is you first douse it into water, and then you shake off the water so that it's a little wet. At least it's actually damp. This one is damp, so it will easily absorb the paint without having to get a lot of it inside the refill itself. So we're going to start. After mixing our color, I can remove my hand gloves.
So this has become my culture. From time to time, I really always want to ensure that the wall is well neat and looking quite organized. As you can see here at the Owambos, we are a family that is very bubbly, very color loving. And actually, the choice of orange is going to be considered unanimous, if I would say, because I like it, my wife like it, my children like it, and everyone in this household just love color. As you can see, we have orange on this side, we have white, we have lime green, and all are just very lively colors that gives you a sense of life and happiness. I am doing this quite with ease, and I would encourage all you men out there. This is something you can really do if you want your family to live in a nice, cozy environment, quite clean, and just something that I could put out there for all of us to copy. It's something very, very doable. Now, there is no immediate need to worry about the technique or anything. It does not require any immense or skill. It's something that any person can do. By the way, even ladies can do this. For me, I just get the round rolling pin, the one that I use for painting. And once I ensure that I have done a good mixing for my paint, that is a good ratio of water and a proper ratio of the paint. So once I get the consistency that I want, if I want it shiny, maybe I add a little more paint. If I want it, just like a little, I would call it not as glossy, I would put in more water at that. So I am planning to retain what I had initially, which is the glossy. I did not really mark up the ratios for the water and for the paint, but I'll be working on that in my incoming videos. I will ensure that I add that to you. Now, also, when you approach such areas, tight corners or little places like near your sockets, you don't want it all smudged up with paint, because usually they come in neutral colors of white. And like for mine, I do not have a reason to try and convert it into orange. So I am quite careful with that. And as you can see, the glow on the wall, it shows you that the job that has been done here is amazing. And I am taking advantage of my height. I can actually reach the roof without necessarily applying a lot of things or bringing anything unsafe to the house, like climbing the ladders or something like that. And I am quite careful right there, because there has to be a very clean cut distinction between the green and the orange, of which I'm trying to achieve right there. And I'm just gonna do a second coat to also ensure that my consistency is good. There is no opacity from the previous color and the new color. So achieving this is quite important to me. Otherwise, if I am not going to achieve perfection, there is no there will be no need for me to actually paint if I'm not going to see the results that I am yearning for. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm just going to use the masking tape to cover the socket. Usually the sockets, they come in neutral colors, and the paint that I'm using is water-based. You know what happens when you mix electricity with water, right? Here at the Wambos, you understand we have Rania and Casey. These are my little angels, and I would not want anything that compromises their well-being or their wellness, if I could say. So I'm just gonna cover any open points for electricity or anything that could be affected for that matter. So I'm just carefully wrapping the entire socket with the masking tape, and it may stay like that at least until the walls are dried up. And I'm hoping to repeat the same in all the walls. As soon as I approach them, I will just be carrying on with that. So now I have just changed my tools of trade, all my equipments. We have now entered the green wall. So I'm just gonna start with this tip. I know you may not understand why I'm using green. Now this green part is just a corner that represents the other side of the wall, and we keep that side, let's call it the north side of the wall, we keep it green. The eastern part of the wall, we keep it orange, and we have the southern, which is going to be white, and the other one as well. So let's say the north side is green, and I've just embarked on that now. I'm very careful there because it's a tight corner and I want it crisp and clean, and that is what I'm just going to achieve right now. As you can see, my initial paint looks a bit pale compared to what we see on the orange side, if you are keen to know that. Yes, so I'm just hoping to do 2 coats so that I have complete coverage, absolute glossy and luster that is going to last for a while, because like I told you, this is something that I do periodically to ensure our environment is as conducive as possible, as welcoming, as colorful, and as lovely as possible. So guys, stay with me here as we make the house cozy together. Maybe I'm inspiring you at this point to try and give your wall an upgrade as well. What do you think? This is something you may consider doing now that we are doing it here at the Wambos.
Use a brush to finish to do the skirting so that it doesn't touch the other part that you don't want the other color to go to. This is water painting, very nice and interesting. This has been Owambo Family Channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.